IOM has a few key messages for the parties here at COP30. Our first message is that climate action is development action. We know that people choose to stay if they can. And therefore, governments need to invest in building resilience that enables people to mitigate or adapt to the impact of climate in their communities. And what does this look like? It looks like climate resilient livelihoods, access to services that are climate resilient, early warning systems that respond to the risk of disasters in those communities. And development action means that this needs to be integrated into national adaptation plans, national development plans, and of course included in national budgets. One key message. Our second key message is that migration is an adaptation strategy to the impact of climate, if it's regular, if it's orderly, and if it's dignified. Because we know that when migration is safe, it can contribute, not that it can, it is already contributing to socioeconomic prosperity in the countries that migrants go to, and that in the countries migrants come from, it is funding the Sustainable Development Goals. Another and really important key message from IOM to the parties here at COP this year is about people-centered action. Because the people who are the most impacted have to be at the heart of solutions. And what we see is that these are people who are living in the most vulnerable areas. It's often indigenous people, it's often women, it's often youth. They need to not just be part of the discussion, they need to be part of the solutions, they need to be part of the decisions that the parties here are making. It's also about human rights. It's about climate justice, because the people who are most impacted are often those least capable to deal with the impact of climate. And they're often those with the least access to the resources that they need to mitigate and adapt to the impact of climate. So what we see when we talk to government leaders in the countries that are most impacted by climate is a range of challenges that they're dealing with. One is even understanding their exposure to risk, and what are the risks, and how do the risks combine to create vulnerabilities, and who is most vulnerable in their countries. That's one challenge they have. Another challenge we consistently hear is being able to access the finance that they need to support adaptation. And then the third challenge is capacity. The capacities to develop national adaptation plans and to address people moving due to the impact of climate. So as IOM, we work with governments in different ways to address these challenges. So first has to do with understanding their risk and generating the data that provides the evidence. That's the first thing we do. The second thing that we do to support them in addressing, in accessing finance is our climate mobility investment frameworks, so that governments are able to, yes, understand the risk, understand the solutions, and then access the financing for these solutions. And then a third area of our work is capacity building. So just this year, in collaboration with UNFCCC, we developed a technical guide for the inclusion of human mobility in national adaptation plans, which we are now supporting countries to implement.